probably like tens of people are gonna watch this video on my YouTube channel. I got 33 subscribers, guys. That's right. Yeah. I've made a total of 14 cents off of YouTube money. It's real. Yeah. Okay. So I think I can leave that up so we can talk about it. I'm already going. We'll kind of break this down into what I think are sort of the areas or whatever. So as you're saying, you start up Pokemon, you dropped on a map, you let's say you already have your first Pokemon or whatever, you walk around and you interact with stuff. So let's just say we've got our map. We've got you and your profile, what you represent. We've got, maybe let's just say you also have an inventory or whatever. You have the stuff you hold on to. So we'll say inventory. All right. Now let's talk about them, and then we also obviously have Pokemon, right? And you can battle, Pokemon battle, but they don't really, it's not really like if you were to think about the object. So if we were what I'm trying to do is help you visualize the objective elements. So let's, for anybody who hasn't played Pokemon, imagine Grand Theft Auto and try to relate the same thing. Instead of Pokemon, you're killing people or something. But you're on a map, you're walking around, you interact with stuff, and you get sent to do things, right? So instead of, so we're going to keep this Pokemon centered, but if you want to ask the same questions to yourself, make it not boring if you don't care about Pokemon, just think about Grand Theft Auto. But this process that I'm going through right now, it's the point of it is to be able to take out the giant pieces of something and just carve it down to the point where it's like, first off, we're going to figure out our areas and we're going to see the attributes in them and then how they interact with each other, just the same way that you would with a Java file where it's like, these are my fields, this is what it's made of, this is all the things it needs, it's got an integer and then it's got a function that can add or whatever, right? So let's go with a battle. There's battle mechanics. Well, battle's a thing that happens. And then there's also, let's also put gyms over here, because gyms are kind of their own thing too. Let's see here. What do you guys think? Do you think I sort of covered, so don't think about like individual, like, oh, well, there's like 17 kinds of Pokeballs. Well, yeah, those are all inventory items. Do you think I've covered the main areas here? Like, you walk around, you collect Pokeballs, you have an inventory, you fight. We're almost carving out a minimum viable product here, right? And that's sort of how development really should go, is you start out really big and broad and you understand how things exist, all right? Now let's look at you. All right, we don't have to go too deep into it, but let's just list a few properties, fields, like you have a name, right? You got a name.
The avatar has character customization, so your avatar actually has a design.
Yep. I'm just gonna go outfit. Is that cool? That's because, like, when it's like, you can customize that. That would be really a functional, that in itself is like a little wardrobe picker, but it's, so that's, you got an outfit. You got your level, whatever level you're at. You got a team you're involved with. Sorry?
Your area?
Yeah, sorry?
Your little area that it comes out of you?
Oh, you're right. So you're it's like a radius. Yeah. Okay. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'll go with interaction radius. Interaction radius. Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, it's like a little thing that walks around when you bump into some area, then you can, yeah. Now, we'll kind of think about it in, I'm going to move this down a bit. This is going to get a little messy because I'm just terrible. Inventory, I'm just terrible at drawing. That's why I use computers to do everything for me. Inventory. So now you grab about that inventory interaction radius. We'll go with also your current position. And this is now tied to the map, right? So we have the map, and the maps actually just gets, it's Google Maps, right? They're using the Google Maps API, and they're downloading an entire map of your city, and then they're just using that as a game level, which is smart. So we got the map, and let's just go with, I don't know, I'll just say proximity to display, right? That's a lot, that's a silly thing, but it's literally like when you go like this with your character, you're standing here, you can see the horizon for so far, but you can't see all of it, right? Like that's how much is it displaying to you, right? And then I'm gonna go this interaction radius, I'm just gonna kind of tie it back up to our, that, right? So, on the map, battle, gym, let's go put Pokestops too. Because Pokestops are related to the map, but they are their own interaction object, right? Like, you go to one Pokestop, it's got some sort of functionality where you swipe it, you get some crap back, and you touch it. So let's kind of tie the Pokestop. I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'll just say it's got a name. The stop has a name, right? Stop also has a. Yeah, we're in the functional areas. I'm gonna set another timer because we slid right into the next area. Okay. A Pokestop has a name. I'll just put an image because that's usually that little image that you look at shows what you have. And then it's got like some sort of random, there's like a variable that every time you flip it, it like randomly selects some stuff to give you. Maybe there's some more math going behind what you get, but I don't know. I mean, that's a question we'll ask later. But let's just say, I'll just put it, items. Yeah, items. Now, check this out. This is some next level database stuff that you guys won't be able to think about until you've taken university courses. But I'm going to demonstrate it in a way where it's not actually like that, all right? What I did here, one person has a position, right? And then that position combined with their interaction radius, when you put them on the map, allows them to interact with stuff. So then over here, one of the things that they can interact with is a Pokestop with items. So now a person has their inventory. So I'm just gonna go like an inventory. Like it's like a personal inventory, right? So that personal inventory is tied to the inventory, and then the inventory can be filled up with items, right? Does that make sense? So you get stuff from here, and this is just objects interacting with each other, right? And this is going so much better than with the last class. It was like 60-40 people who dislike Pokemon to people who play it. So I was like, oh man, this is gonna be good. Everybody wants to talk about it. No, it was me basically being like, and then I just did all of what I've done so far, but with no interaction. You guys having fun?
Yeah.
Good. That's good. Now, yeah, the Pokestop's got some items. Those items, I don't know. Let's just say inventory. Let's leave the inventory out for now. Let's talk about. I'm gonna go inventory. My Pokemon. Okay. Now, a Pokemon. Let's list a few things a Pokemon has. It's got a name, right? You can customize that name. What else do they got? A type and a power. Yeah, type. Power. Is that like the CP?
CP is short for combat power.
Thank you. I learned something today. Thank you. Combat power. Okay.
They can evolve.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I'll just go. I'll put. Yeah, I'll do a stage. I'll do a. We'll do a Boolean for this. Can evolve. Because once you can't evolve anymore, you're the final level. Can evolve. Whenever I type out code that has a Boolean, it always sounds like that. Like can evolve semicolon. Okay.
An area?
An area. So that's like, oh, where they currently are. Oh, sweet. So how about this? Let's say they have a position. Same as you have a position, and they have an interaction radius. Yeah? Position and interaction radius. Rad. Now, check it out. I'm just going to bring these arrows up because they're tied to the map. But then, now, these are going this way because they're tied to the map. And then now, when you stumble into one of them, when your radius meets a Pokemon's radius, now you go into battle. So there's this. This can tie into here as well. Same with mine can tie into here. It's getting complicated, but like these are the questions, and now you can start to see it too. And now we can go into battle, and we'll just say, I don't know. I'm just gonna make it really easy and simple, like complete. Is the battle still going? Complete? Question mark. Complete. Yeah.
When you're not challenging Pokemon in the wild, in which case you can't send out one of your own Pokemon to battle them.
Yeah.
When you're in gyms battling other people's Pokemon, you can use your Pokemon's moves against them.
Okay. So hold up.
Are we talking about wild Pokemon battles or gym battles here?
Well, I'm trying to take it very high level, but we got gyms over here. We got a gym thing over here. So I think I'll probably put some stuff down in both. So a Pokemon has attacks. Let's just say it has multiple attacks, and then each attack, I'll just put this as like sort of a sub thing, because that like an attack would be its own object, but it's owned by only a Pokemon sort of. So their attacks have the damage that they inflict or whatever, right? Which is probably a calculated value because by your experience and theirs and whatever, however close the things hit. Those are questions that are like, those kind of questions are the ones that you go, I can't build this, that's way too complicated, I'm lost. But if you start slow and you keep beating at it until you have a cut up elephant. So, yeah, we got a gym. So gym's got a name. You can do battles going out, so I'm just gonna go like that. You can conduct battles in a gym. And then let's just go battle type, right? Is the battle with a wild Pokemon? Is it with wild, or is it in a gym? Now this kind of stuff, we're getting a little messy, but you can see now that when you actually start making the objects interact with each other, you have. I always see this stuff. I see blocks of code as like Lego blocks that I'm just moving around and think, oh well, that won't work, but I can take this out of here and it'll work over there. So, okay, gym. There's somebody like a Pokemon can like. So someone has to own the Pokemon that's running a gym. I don't get that yet. Yeah.
So you can your Pokemon, you can put them in a gym that belongs to your team or that you captured from another team, and then they defend that Pokemon gym from other teams capturing that gym.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is, sorry, I interrupted you.
You pretty much like place your Pokemon inside of a gym, and they defend it from other teams. But then you don't have that Pokemon in your inventory. Instead, you can go and see it again in the gym, and you can challenge your gym as well to level up your Pokemon and practice with them.
Sure. So we got gym, and I'll put team ? And then I'll make a list. You know, like lists arrays or whatever. We'll make a Pokemon list of the ones that it has in it, right? Pokemon's. Put it like that. So then there's a list of all the Pokemon that are involved or that represent that gym, and then your inventory and your Pokemon, I guess this would be a list as well, there would be some kind of function, right? Like when you go over here and you put your Pokemon into that gym, now there's a function that's like give Pokemon or something, right? So now we're no longer, we've gone past that. What you just described was you described two use cases that involved two things interacting each other that affected. There's like a -1 here, there's a +1 there, right? Like we take one out of mine, put it over there. Now that Pokemon's one of those.
Oh, so then that's kind of similar to the candies and transfer section of Pokemon Go. Where
Okay.
If you have Pokemon that you have multiple of, you can actually transfer Pokemon that you don't want anymore to the professor, and he'll give you candies for that basic Pokemon, which you can then use to level up your Pokemon.
Awesome. I'm learning so much about
Like, you
Pokemon.
make them evolve.
Yeah. Okay, so Pokemon can evolve you and your inventory, candies. So inventory, I don't know, type. It's getting a bit deep. Actually, we've gotten pretty far with this. Come to think about it, I mean, this is a pretty productive. If I got this far with any kind of workshop that I conduct with business at work, it would be wonderful. There's like, well, no, our clients really like to refer to this. They have a process. We still use Internet Explorer 3. Okay, so inventory, and then maybe let's just do one that's an item. How about we do that? Because an item, and you can have items. You can have items. Actually, no, you can't have items. You can have items in an inventory that's owned by a person. And then an item type. So if you had an item type, so type, it could be an egg, candy, revive, ball.
Raspberry, Stardust.
Yeah. So yeah, and see now we're getting into data, right? Like these are actually like those are list items, right? Like they're all individual. Yeah.
And the raspberries are involved in the wild battle aspect because
Okay.
you can give them to your Pokemon, and then
Yeah.
the Pokemon that you're battling in the wild, and then it's easier to catch.
So I think we've taken it far enough with this, but actually, and then I'll go in inventory max or whatever, right? So what I've just done here is I've made a simple entity relationship diagram, which is you probably didn't talk about those yet, don't? Okay, because that's a ridiculous thing to teach people. It's so complicated, but it makes a lot of sense when we look at it like this, right? Like you imagine all your boxes, and you just think about one of these can have multiple of these, right? Like I can have many Pokeballs. I can have a maximum of 50 or 100, and so now we have a really basic like objects, all of our entities and how they would relate to each other. And then from here, the next step we would do is we would look into the APIs. So for here, we know that we're going to be using something like Google Maps, probably Google Maps, and then there's a lot of research on how do you. So now you take your API and you ask the questions relative to how your software goes against the API, saying, okay, well we have a map API. How do we implement an interaction radius? And it's like, okay, well we get for free the position of the person. Then now I guess we just set out a vector to here, and then that's parented to your character, and then that walks around, right? And so all of these questions now boil down into things that are simpler. Did I lose anybody there? No? Good. So, yeah. I don't know, a really simple API thing we could also look into is, let's say we're talking about the outfit picker. Maybe with a little bit of Googling, you'd find that there is a free item picker that dresses your character or whatever. Or maybe they just have to develop that themselves. But that research, those questions, one of those questions is there an API that can do this for us? And if there isn't, then we got to build it.
There probably is, because in Pokemon X, which was a game that came out a few years before from Nintendo as well, because it was set in the Pokemon version of France,
Yeah.
you did have the ability to change your character's outfit whenever you wanted. So it's coming back.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
So they probably used a similar
Yeah.
idea there.
Yeah. And like, I mean, the other thing too is that taking it outside of Pokemon and bringing it back to things that you guys would construct, you just look like you just drew from your history of, oh, Pokemon in the games, they did that in this game. Well, like then you would you could go and you could do that to different things. It's like, well, I need to make I don't know, a shoe picker for people who don't know how to pick their shoes and they want to, you know, then you would implement that in your app or whatever, right? And perhaps you'd find Shoe Guy 33 is on GitHub and he's got all of his code available, and then you send him an email and say, hey, we want to use this. My team and I, we're going to have an elephant eating party. I don't know. So, okay. I think this is about as far as I need to go. Thanks so much for listening and participating. You guys, you're really all very smart, and I hope you continue to develop things and create things in the world that you think can help people. Yeah. That's it for me. Anybody got any questions just about maybe the work I do, how I got a job, what a job is? All right.
Any lingering questions? Comments, concerns, thoughts,
Yeah.
opinions?
Nothing. All right. Oh, yeah.
A mix of a question and opinion.
Yeah.
Are you going to join Team Mystic when you reach level 5?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Join Team Instinct!
Uh-oh. I'm like, my bar is really close to full, so it's like, yeah. Okay. Huh. All right. Thanks so much, guys.
And we have a little
Ooh.
present and card for you, just to thank you for your presentation and yeah, making it more relatable to work and how these things are more practical.
Great. Oh man, I like this. Swag.